Howdy folks, how's things going? Crusaders and Hurricanes. Not too far away folks. How's everybody doing? I'm assuming most of you guys have seen the Chiefs game against the old Highlanders. But, yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Crusaders are pretty big-time favourites. I thought this one was being played in Queenstown, but they're playing in at Forsyth Bar, but different. Great day for Argentina. Vamos Pumas. Yeah, because Matera, he is going to be an interesting one to watch, man. Like some other commentators have mentioned. He could have taken more money elsewhere, right? But he's playing for the Crusaders because he wants the experience. So, yeah, interesting times. Nice food takeaways. Mighty Blues, man. Yeah, got to rock the Blues gear for this one, I'm afraid. Even if it's not a relevant team to this game. Don't care. Don't care. Dwayne's got the Canes by 10. That's more than I picked. I think I picked the Crusaders pretty comfortably. I think they're playing in Dunedin due to lighting at the Queenstown ground. That makes a lot of sense, man. You need the floodlights for the games which go past dusk. That makes a lot of sense. Hollywood, man, how's it going? What time is it where you are, Hollywood? I feel like it's not usually the best time of day, or is that for the Aussie games? They're pretty much ready to go, I think. Janae, man, look, you got the spanner now. I remembered. Finally, use your powers wisely, brother. Chiefs and Landers was pretty good. I mean, it was a bit messy at times, both sides, but yeah, Chiefs I think will be pretty happy. None of them had the Chiefs by 10 and absolutely nailed it. Well done. We've just had kickoff in Crusaders Hurricanes. 10 seconds right about now. All says Chiefs had a good win, please, to get an early win on the board. Your boys, I reckon, looking dangerous, man. Your Lucy's in particular, Retallick with that pass. Pretty unbelievable. Up the cane, says Stalio. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them do well. They're in black, which is a good sign, but Crusaders aren't going to be easy. And no worries, Janae, mate. Happy modding. Hopefully you are not kept too busy keeping bots and whatnot out of the chat. Darmundi, bro, how's it? Julian Savia with a big carry early. We're not even a minute in. 55 seconds on my clock. Simon, bro, good to see you. How's life in China? My missus is hankering to go back, but we wait. Craig, back again, I see. Go Crusaders. I feel like most people are going to be saying go Canes for this one, man, but we'll see. Good to see you. Ruben Love with the boot. Stadium sounds very empty because it is. Good. Work keeps getting delayed because of COVID. So probably going online soon. Oh man, Fergus Burke. Makes sense, man. I mean, everything's still kind of disrupted over here with COVID stuff as well. So, yeah. Chris, man, good morning. Love waking up to Super Rugby. I'll bet. Have you changed your little icon, or is it just me? Never used to be just a C. Did you get banned and have to start make a new account or something? Stalia's already getting scared. Yeah, that initial line break to Fergus Burke was looking a bit hairy, but things have settled. Savia dumps Fainganuku on his backside. Good to see the veteran putting the young fellow on his, as I said, on his tush. Matera with the carry. Offload. Oh, but it's been dropped. Scrum time, I reckon. Sure enough. Sinead's loving the jersey. The mountain theme, eh? Yeah. I initially didn't like it when I first saw it, but I will admit it is growing on me. Hollywood liked the Landers alternative jerseys. Yeah, bro, in my notes, I definitely took a note about that. That kind of like burgundy colour. Back to, they used to have the burgundy, what, like 5-10 years ago? Before they went to the lime green. I was appreciating that colour as well. Alright, interesting first scrum. Good tester. Ooh, it's looking... Oh, the Canes have got the penalty. Highlanders lost because of their Southland colours, Stalio. I never thought about the Southland connection. God, is that why they always wore the Southland colours? God, I'm thick. That makes so much sense. The team is Dunedin, which is blue, and when they're away at Southland, those are the two main regions that make up the Highlanders. Oh my God, I never knew that. That makes a lot of sense though. Bro, that's unbelievable. Alaran, the Chiefs' new jersey. Yeah, bro. It reminds me of the one from like 2018, but it looks nicer. Yeah. Canes' chance to actually go through some phases in Crusaders territory. Let's go, Canes. Nope. Offside. They're going to opt for 3, the Canes. Novman wants the Canes to win. I feel like a lot of neutrals want the Canes to win. Nice food takeaways. I'm on this baits. Stalio says, I don't like the new Sky score display, to be honest. I hadn't really thought about it. Yeah, it doesn't do... It's not giving me strong feelings either way. Geordie Barrett, how's his radar? He's looking pretty good. 3 points to 0 to the Canes. That's just what they needed, I reckon. Crusaders 2 penalties conceded on the bounce. There we go. Geordie with that crispy trim. You talking about his haircut? Stalio wants the game over now. Well, we're at 7 minutes, so it's still got a wee way to go. Oh my goodness. Will Jordan may have just almost lost his head there. They're going to look at that. What happened? Did he slip? That was at pace. He's back up and playing though. Can Matera adapt quickly enough to the Crusaders style of play? Maybe he just slipped. Yes, I reckon Matera is a good enough player to adapt for sure. The TMO hasn't pinged him, so maybe there was nothing in it. But it looked bad at first glance. But speaking of looking bad, the Hurricanes' defense kind of got torn to bits there. The speed of the Crusaders' attack was phenomenal. What happened with this Jordan one? No, that's a previous phase. Yeah, man. Hollywood, this is the Highlander Stadium. I thought all the games were going to be at Queenstown, but Simon just pointed out that they don't have lights at that Queenstown ground. So this game will probably finish as the sun is getting pretty low in the sky. So, yeah. And Alaran says, quite rightly, that Will Jordan is on fire. Absolutely. Even Fergus Burke's not looking too bad, eh? I think I prefer the smaller Queenstown Rugby Club to the big empty stadium. I agree, because you don't really notice the sound, eh? The empty sound of this stadium with all the sound echoing around is much more obvious than it was down in Queenstown. David, mate, I am at 9 minutes right about now. They've just kicked the conversion, so it's 7 points to 3. The Crusaders were not behind for long. Fanganuku's the one who ends up going over. Will Jordan hasn't dropped his form since 2019, 2020. Do you remember when he was like first coming onto the scene? He had a bit of concussion, but like he couldn't even make the Crusaders starting lineup. It was weird. But they just had so many players, they kind of had to, I don't know, just let him kind of earn his way through the ranks. Really with the big boot. Chance for the Canes to run it back. Ruben Love. He can't get past David Havili. Is anybody watching on Sansa's streaming site? How is it? Because there was a couple of guys who said yesterday it was buffering. Richard, mate, yes. It's the Crusaders and the Hurricanes. Two of New Zealand sides going up and at it. A few All Blacks on each side. Yes, Junaid, mate. The haircut of Scott Barrett is interesting. Not Scott Barrett. What am I talking about? Bloody David Havili. Interesting to say the least. Scott Barrett was on camera, had me distracted. Oh, by the way, my dad is going to send us a halftime match report as well. I've booked it in with him. So, yeah, he's going to send us his thoughts at halftime. Beautiful scenery at the other field, Hollywood. Yeah, man, Queenstown. Queenstown is just that kind of place. You can look pretty much any direction and it's pretty much stunning, eh? It's a, it's a very nice looking place. Super Rugby used to be on Sky, Richard. It seems like Sky in the UK has shifted away from rugby coverage. Apart from the Lions tour, I don't think they've had much in recent times, if I'm not mistaken. But, oh, damn, that's a hyperextension right there. I didn't see that live. Damn. Yeah, so I'm not sure why they don't cover much rugby anymore. And then New Zealand and the other Sansa partners have started streaming it themselves rather than wanting to sell the rights, seemingly. Good Get Ugly Crusaders looking very hungry all around. They do, eh? They look yeah, they look pretty nasty at the moment. Yeah, Billy Proctor's the guy who just kind of hyperextended his leg. It looked real nasty. Dwayne says ouch for a reason. Sinead thought Matera was big and then saw him next to Whitelock. Whitelock's a bit of a unit. He's like proper 2 meters plus. They should have more games in Queenstown. Yeah, Queenstown's had bad luck. They've scheduled a few games to be in Queenstown. Eh? Like last season, was it 1 or 2 of the Trans-Tasman games were supposed to be in Queenstown, and then there was a COVID outbreak in Australia, so they canned it. Yeah, it was brutal. They've had bad luck. Sky price goes up, content goes down, Richard. That's similar to the Sky over here, but Sky over here has managed to keep rugby. They used to have F1. They used to have Premier League. Like they lost all those sports years ago, but the price didn't go down. That's for sure. David, mate, good to see you. Wish South Africa were playing in Super Rugby. Yeah, but you're right. Big Eben Etzebeth coming back to South Africa is certainly a bit of good news. Like, as much as we've seen an exodus of South African players heading abroad, oh man, Alaran, you called it. That's a double. It's Will Jordan again who sets it up. Sorry, I was talking about something else. But the Crusaders just cut through the canes like a hot knife through butter. They need to settle down right now. They just reverse direction. Maybe look at that pass from Enor, but I don't know. Enor puts Will Jordan through the hole and he's just got wheels. The commentary team's also just asking questions about Enor's pass, but I'm assuming they've looked at it. Sky New Zealand is just the rugby network at this point. They do have other stuff though, right? I just never watch any of it. I've got that much time watching rugby. What else do I? But they got the league. Do they have? I think they've got a bit of cricket. They don't have domestic cricket, but they have overseas cricket. Fergus Burke has missed that one wide, so it's 12 points. Oops, not quite 700 points, but maybe. Don't have black caps anymore. NRL. I'm in Canada getting this free on TSN stream. Oh man, that's phenomenal. Free and Super Rugby don't usually go hand in hand. At least not Will Jordan. Geordie Barrett still got under the high ball. Richard likes the NRL. You like the pace of league. I never really got into it, eh? I used to like it as a teenager, but that's more just because it was, I don't know, flashy stuff that you expect to see from a professional league when rugby was still amateur. Please stop putting the live score on the screen. Let's make it so small you can't see it on the thumbnail. I changed the thumbnail after the live stream. So, and to be honest, if you don't want to do spoilers, only surefire way is watch the games live. But yeah, I definitely don't keep the thumbnail. YouTube makes it the thumbnail, but yeah, I don't keep it after the game. I change it. I know when I watch games on delay, I just don't go on social media at all. It's kind of the only surefire way. But yeah, I hate when they put scores in the title and stuff. What do the Canes do here? They take the 3. Watching a game on time to drink a beer. It's 3 a.m. Jose, mate, bloody hell. Yeah, you keep the voice down. Don't get yourself into any trouble. My kids are just about to go to bed. Richard's old school and the fact that everything takes too long in union these days. You can make a couple when a scrum is called. I'll be honest, Richard, that sometimes if I want to catch up on some Premiership games or URC games which happened overnight and I'm watching them on demand, well, I can watch a game in under an hour by just skipping all the stoppages, eh? Yeah. Just all the replays, all the TMO stops, all the setting for a scrum, setting for a line out. I mean, you probably miss out a little bit of the context, but skip. If you really want to burn through a game, yeah, there's a lot of not ball and play time. It's true. And yeah, the Canes did kind of take the wise option. They've been pumped for 2 tries in a row, so taking the 3, I think, was probably pretty wise. I will update the score in a second. 12-6. Say it is Kane's game and you've gone with the Blues jersey. Absolutely big V8 show, mate. Got to do it. What can I say? Haven't got a chance to wear the Blues jersey this week. And theft, yeah, mate. I switched away from StreamYard onto Streamlabs, so slightly different layout. Richard does the same with recorded games and skipping all the fluff. Yep. Honestly, you realize how much non-ball and play time there is if you really are trying to watch a game as quickly as you can. Like, usually you just put on the background, you don't care, right? Even if it's on demand, you just kind of put it on. Like Richard said, make a cup of tea, grab a beer, make a sandwich, whatever. But if your purpose is to, I've got stuff to do, I want to get this game in my brain as quickly as possible, you can get it done pretty quick. We are 20 minutes in. Kind of not surprisingly, the Hurricanes are yet to crack 7+ phases in a row. Yeah, whereas the Crusaders have looked pretty sharp. If you pick the Crusaders in Super Bro, it's looking smart at the moment, but there's still 3/4 of the game to go. You'd be amazed what Sky New Zealand have sporting rights to have the semi-finals of the European Handball Championship. That's one of the most obscure sports, Simon. That is pretty obscure. I wouldn't be surprised if they got that in some kind of package deal. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what the most viewed sports are. I would say rugby league, cricket are probably the main 3. I'm not sure what netball's numbers are like. Based on how much those girls get paid, I wouldn't have thought it's astronomical. The American sports, I'd say NBA is probably the most watched over here. Baseball and ice hockey don't really do very well. NFL probably gets a wee bit. Yoha, mate, how's it going? Do you ever speed up the game by watching it at 1.5 speed on replay? Sean, on the platforms I usually watch on, you don't have the option to change the speed, no. But I am guilty of that when I watch YouTube, that's for sure. 1.25 is quick enough that it still seems natural. 1.5 certainly seems like it's on fast forward. 2 double speed is getting a bit ridiculous. Geordie Barrett's in trouble, but he's getting himself out of it. Go, Geordie! Ugh, he's falling on the ground. Anyway, he was tackled. Oh, football, of course, theft. Bloody hell, yeah, football would get a lot of viewers over here, of course. Absolutely. Premier League, especially. I bet Sky and NZ show the darts. I think Sky and NZ shows the darts. It's a different company. They're both called Sky, but yeah, I think they have darts. Scooter man, how's it going? Crusaders are looking sharp. Double speed is crazy fast. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do this for sports. Like, I can do double speed on stuff that I'm listening to that I don't really want to have to sit like through the whole thing. TMOs and touch touches becoming assistant referees made for a delay, Hollywood. Yeah, and the length of time it takes them to set a scrum. It used to be a lot faster. Lineouts take ages. They all walk to it. Like, there's been guys on this channel who have said, like, yeah, I'm a prop. Of course I take ages to walk to the scrum. It's freaking tiring. I'm knackered. I want to rest. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure you do. It's tiring work, but all of us are watching you just meandering on. It's not making for the greatest viewing. So I get what Richard was saying about league being a kind of bit pacier in that regard. And like Richard, I also don't mind the ice hockey. Of the 4 big American sports, I feel like it's the one I can relate to the most. Ice hockey guys are kind of like rugby guys in that there's not really a big ego thing in ice hockey. I've watched interviews with basketball and NFL guys, and they tend to be right up their own backsides, which is just a cultural difference. There's nothing wrong with that. Like New Zealanders, we're kind of taught, maybe to a fault, to be modest and not talk ourselves up. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of grating. Whereas mostly the ice hockey guys are usually Canadians, and they're all about the team, and you know what? This is kind of more familiar. Scooter says NFL is where it's at. I did watch the Super Bowl the other day, man, and it was a decent watch. It was a nice close game, so I did enjoy that. Theft says when the backs drop a ball in open space, you'll take as long as possible. Yeah, I don't blame you. Apart from people who have to watch it. Austin Matthews is fairly fashion conscious. Austin Matthews is he's still very young, and he was a #1 draft pick. So, yeah. Sidney Crosby is kind of like a more traditional guy. Canes got a penalty back to the rugby, right out in front, and they'll slot this one. So, despite the Crusaders looking pretty solid on D and very cutting on attack, they're not going to have much of a lead. And yeah, you're right, Richard. Austin Matthews is American, where Sidney Crosby's Canadian. If they speed the game up a lot, then the really big guys will have to find new jobs, David. Yeah, or they'll just kind of have to slim down a bit, eh? Like, props never used to be freaking 150 kilo units back in the day, eh? But the game slowing down meant they could get that big. So, it's kind of, I don't know. You know what I mean? What? Stalio says easy 3. I'm literally writing a note about how they get the penalty, but Geordie Barrett missed that one pretty badly. Goodness gracious me. Tennis seems pretty popular? I suppose so. I never really have many people talk to me about tennis in my everyday life, but I'm sure there is a tennis community over here. Yeah, it's pretty costly for the Canes. They really needed that. Like, the attack's not looking like cutting the Crusaders guys open anytime soon. Junaid says to watch out. Maybe they are going to do it. Oh, just to make me eat my words. Oh, look at those passes. Ruben Love gets it over. That's going to be good enough for a try. Well, maybe that missed penalty is a bit of a blessing in disguise. It's Hussein that gets through the gap. He goes through Enor and somebody else. But those passes. Great try by the Canes. Try. Yes. Very much well worked, that one. Good hands to finish it off. Love backed himself to make the line. He just made it. Just. Oh, was it Matera Alaran? Squeezed just between the two of them. If you like Austin Matthews, Toronto Maple Leafs, All or Nothing on Amazon might be worth a watch. I haven't been able to stomach the Maple Leafs since my man from the Islanders, old John Tavares, ended up not allowing himself to be traded from the Islanders and then leaving on a free transfer essentially to the Maple Leafs. So the Islanders got stuck with nada. If he knew he was going to leave, he should have just told them. So he's not my favourite chap. I will update the score in just a second. It's 12 points to 13. The Canes are in front. I wouldn't have picked that 2 minutes ago. Pronounce Hussein properly. Yeah, David, man, most Kiwis, I don't think, do it properly. Although he tells people to pronounce it... damn, how does he say it? Not Goosen. He tells people to say something which is like not quite right, but I guess it's closer than Goosen. Kaywood reckons the Oilers have got their 6th cup coming up. I haven't been following the NHL that much this year. I'm not even sure how good the Oilers are going. Good guy go Tavares, it seems. He got really hurt in that documentary. Well, if he was a good guy, I reckon he would have told the Islanders, look, guys, your organization's been a shamble for years. I'm not wasting the best years of my career here. I want out. And they could have traded him for a couple of draft picks or some prospects or something. But he led them along, did the will I, won't I, and then he just left for nothing. So they kind of got shafted. But that's just me being a New York Islanders fan, kind of being a bit bitter. Geordie Barrett. Goodness gracious. It's all Canes at the moment, folks. Where did this come from? Even Artie's putting in a grubber. Poor Crusaders are under the pump. Absolutely, Richard, mate. Marcus having none of Tavares. As far as I'm concerned, he did the dirty on them, but as I said, I'm biased. I am biased on that one. Islanders have been a disappointment this year, but the last 2 years they've done all right. They've done better than the Maple Leafs, but yeah, this year's gone to custard, absolutely. Pretty chuffed we've had no dodgy spam links thus far. Big V8 show. You tempted fate with that one, but yeah, so far so good. We didn't have any yesterday either. Jason, man, how's it going? How's the bakery? I haven't gone to the bakery for a while, I'll admit. I haven't been going nowhere. But I could use some bakery, I'll have to go. Is Gatland still coaching the Chiefs? Yo, mate, he's the director of rugby now. His hands-on coaching stuff, I think, is kind of done. That winless season he had with the Chiefs, much to Alaron's delight, has seen him relieved of that. Well, he's been promoted, essentially, isn't he? 33 minutes and 15 seconds. It's all Hurricanes at the moment. They're going to need to score here because you know the Crusaders aren't going to just lie down. They'll come back into this at some point. Bots are on holiday, Anthony, hopefully. Much better viewing at this ground at Queenstown was club quality. Yeah, well, I guess it's a club ground. It's certainly got a nicer backdrop there. I thought the audio was nicer there because it didn't have the echo. Been doing good. Bakery is back. Pies are warm. Wait for me. Awesome. Doesn't take much of an excuse to get me out there and get some pies in, bro. I look forward to that. Sharks are taking Etzebeth away. Should have come back to the Stormers. The Stormers ain't got the money, man. The Sharks are the money club in South Africa at the moment. And the Bulls, I guess. Massive empty stadium is uncanny. Yeah, I also... Like, it wasn't as jarring at Queenstown to see it empty because it didn't look that empty. But this one is more jarring. I don't know. Gatland is falling up. First the Lions, then the Chiefs. Another bad season and he'll get the A's B's job. That's funny how that works sometimes, isn't it? Just over 5. Well, they reset the clock. What the hell? I was going to say 5 minutes left. It's like 6 now. What do you think about the Sharks and the URC? I need to get back watching the URC. I watched one game of it this morning. I watched the Munster and Edinburgh game, but I'm falling out of touch with the South African games because I can't get a broadcast of them at the moment, eh? It's troubling. I did see that Lacanio arm pass the other day, though, so yeah. Sammy, yeah, the empty stadiums is a COVID thing. It's, well, in New Zealand... Oh, Savia! Is that a try? Bro, how did they hold that up? No way. Give me a break. No way. He was over for all money. New Zealand's got gathering limits of 100. I'm not sure about Australia. I think that was just kind of a bad crowd. But I could be wrong. How the hell did they stop that? I'm not even going to replay it. Don't understand why the Stormers are battling financially. I don't understand why the Lions are losing their players. I have heard a little bit, David, that the financial backers of the Stormers had a falling out with the club, put their money into the Bulls. That's why the Bulls were able to kind of go on a bit of a spending spree. But I don't have any, that's just me hearing it anecdotally, so take it with a bit of a grain of salt, but that's what I had heard. And Sean, yeah, man, I saw that look on your restart, bro. That was amazing. Hey, Victoria, good morning. This is a good game so far, man. The Canes looked, to be honest, the Canes looked pretty shoddy the first few minutes. But they have just been on fire the last, I don't know what, 10, 15, but they haven't been able to finish it off. They need to. Anyway. I think Western Australia is still locked down, but you could be wrong, David. I think you're right, but I didn't think there were much in the way of restrictions where that game was played last night, but again, I could be wrong. Oh, yellow card time for the Crusaders. It's Ollie Jaeger. Come on, Canes. What are you going to do? What do? They're going to go sideline. Bold. Put this pressure on while it's there. But if the Crusaders can get out of dodge, it'll be a bit of momentum stealer. Crusaders have the same old issue, giving away too many penalties. Junaid, it's honestly almost like a tactical thing. I've been following the Crusaders and their stats for enough years to know now that they pretty much every year are towards the top of the table and pretty much every year concede more or less the most penalties. Right, more time. It's not going anywhere. They're going to have to use it. Moore peels off. He's brought to ground. Jeez, they're close. Karifi goes close. Ugh. Hanjo, the previous game was pretty good. The Chiefs are looking pretty sharp. They had some line-out woes in the first half, but they look pretty good. Highlanders came back into it, but yeah, too good overall. Nine phases, they're close. Try time, bro. Good on you, man. They backed themselves with that yellow card period. A lot of sides would have just taken the 3 and let the foot off the gas, but nah. Moore goes over for a try. Wow. Bro, my pick for the Canes, against the Canes, is looking pretty terrible right now, but we still got time. No, they're going to check it. They're going to check it. Geordie has the Prince Charming hiccup from Shrek. I will have to have a look, but I'm sure if I see it, I won't be able to unsee it. Moore goes to ground. That looks alright. Not going to see nothing from there. It's a body of... Or was he on his knees? Ooh, if his knees touch the ground, then he can't go again. Yeah, I think he's gonna... think he's going to get it chalked off, folks. Man, first Artie Savia held up, and now a double movement. The Canes. That's 2 big try-scoring chances down the drain. At least it wasn't 5 minutes for a TMO theft, mate. It was a couple, though. Yeah, I don't know if he would he have felt it enough to stop Alsofar more. Like, it's not like he fully went to ground, but yeah, knees hit the deck, that's it. Yeah, man, around first look it looked alright, eh? But then that one on the side which showed the knees. And yeah, Victoria, your side for like the last 20 minutes has been absolutely bossing this game. No doubt about it. But you're only a point ahead on the scoreboard, which is kind of worrying. Because you know the Crusaders aren't going to just let up. Big maul from the Crusaders. They want to run the clock, or they're going to keep playing. Still 20 seconds to go in the first half, but they're in their own half. No, the Crusaders want to play. Will Jordan. Oh man, the Crusaders are going to go in with the lead at half time. Despite the fact that they've got a man in the bin. Brutal. Yeah, man, Craig, I set the thumbnail after the stream is done. I said it before and I said it after. My dad's calling me. How's it going, Gazza?
Yeah, good day, mate. How's it going?
Good. What do you reckon?
Oh, it's a bit hard to say. I mean, we'll see. I think 3 rounds we'll know have a good idea.
Canes should have probably scored some points at the end of that first half, but now they're going in.
Yeah. I thought, that's true. They played pretty well. I mean, are you live at the moment?
Yeah, I am. You're talking to me and you're talking to everybody. Sorry, I probably should have told you that.
Okay. G'day, guys and girls. How's you going? Hope everything's nice and safe where you guys are. My assumption so far, well, it's a bit hard to tell, to be honest. Don't want to predict too much because it might come back and hit me in the face. But Crusaders looked good for the first 20 minutes, and then it was the Hurricanes for the second 20. I just hope the Hurricanes haven't made too many tackles to, run out of steam, but it'll be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I still think the Crusaders will win. They might not win by a lot, but they should win. There's a bit of rust there, eh? A bit of rust, first games. We've got to give them a bit of time to settle in.
Yep.
What else can I say? Yeah, well, it's just too early to tell you. I mean, 2 or 3 more games, and the Chiefs look pretty good over the Highlanders. That was a pretty good game. I think that, Yep, we'll see what happens. I don't want to make too many predictions. I made the predictions in the Aussie series last night that the Drew were going to run the Waratahs close and came back and kissed me in the face, so I better not say too much, Rick Murray. So that's what I think so far.
Yeah, I thought that game last night was going to be closer as well, but it ended up being a bit of a blowout. But first game, I guess we can expect them to have a few kind of teething issues, eh?
Yeah, well, they beat the Rebels last week, the Drew.
Yeah, pre-season, eh?
Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well, I also predicted the Brumbies and Reds won't win by much, but I could be wrong with that too.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. Picking is kind of a mug's game at times, eh?
Yeah, good luck for the Waratahs anyway after their season last season, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, well, they needed a win because they hadn't won for over a year, so...
Yeah, I've read about their coach, Darren Coleman. I did a big study on him. He's got a pretty impressive record, to be honest, son.
Yeah, I saw him only with the Guiltinis and the MLR, and he was doing a pretty good job, so...
Well, apparently he's taken a couple of the Sydney teams from bottom to the top in 3 years, so
Okay.
yeah, he's been all over the place.
Okay. Well, that bodes well. Bodes well for Australia's favourite team.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway.
Yeah.
I think the big thing with the Australian teams, I think it's going to be like a lot of years, providing they don't get too many injuries to their top 25, 28, 30 players. They could be okay, but I think if they start eating down too many, like 10 or 12, of their top 15, I think you might see some blowout results, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just the depth. The depth is always the thing, eh? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we've definitely got more depth in New Zealand, but I don't think we've got as much as what we had 5 years ago because all the guys that have gone overseas.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of guys overseas. They seem, I don't know, that they have, I guess, issues at times retaining some of their guys. I mean, we do as well, but they get some kind of unexpected guys that end up taking the money.
Yeah, I think the Crusaders and the Chiefs and the Blues have got quite a bit of depth. The Hurricanes, well, they brought Ben May back and he's 39. He's older than you, isn't he?
He is, yeah. That's saying something.
On the bench, so they must be a few injury problems with their props, but I mean he'll still cover off the bench. Good to see him back actually because I like Ben May.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Highlanders, I don't know. I just don't want to see that team get too many injuries because I think if they get too many injuries, they might get slammed about a bit, eh?
They got two good halfbacks.
Oh, yeah, their halfbacks are good, yep. They've got a lot of good players, but the Chiefs this year have got a lot of depth. I saw their B team, but
Yeah.
beat Mara Pacific at 61-7.
Yeah.
They're a team with a lot of depth, so they're the dark horses, son.
Yeah, the Chiefs look dangerous, I reckon.
Yep.
I reckon.
We haven't seen the Blues yet. I think the Blues will be thereabouts.
Hopefully.
Obviously, to see Roger Tuivasa-Sheck go.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I'd put him at 12. I mean, I'd probably put him on the wing.
Maybe.
Start, or maybe fullback. But,
Didn't they play him in the midfield in one of the preseason games?
yes, they did.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid. It was hard to tell because it was a wet, windy game, windy, stormy day, so it was hard to tell for him. But it'll be interesting. I think we've got to give him a chance. He's certainly going to be better than Benji Marshall by a long way.
Yeah, true. God.
Whether he makes the All Blacks or not, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how he goes for the Blues first, anyway.
He's got the ability.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of ability, and I like him as a player, and I like him as a person too, actually. So,
Yeah.
I hope he has a good season with the Blues.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, good to hear from you.
How's all your subscribers? They all good?
I think they're pretty good. Yeah, they're for the most part enjoying the game, apart from my thumbnail and my video. But no, they're going pretty good. They're happy to hear your happy rugby listening voice.
I was surprised about Paul Williams in the Chiefs Highlanders game. It was one of the better games I've seen him go.
I know he's not your favourite. Yeah.
Brendan Pickerel, he's been all right. He's not my favourite referee, but then I better not bag him too much because he was one of the better ones last year. So we'll just see what happens anyway.
Yeah. You alright though?
I just make the comment that I think the referees that they put assigned to the super teams is a brilliant idea.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right. Well, you take care of Mum.
Okay.
All right. I'll talk to you a bit later.
Okay. See you later, girls and guys, and stay safe. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. See you guys. Bye. Isn't that nice? Hearing from old Gaza. Hey? I thought he was going to send me voice messages and he gives me a bloody phone call. Good on him. Good on him. I haven't spoken to him for a couple of days, so there you go. I'm actually keen to look up the stats before the end of half time, which is kind of why I want to get him off the phone. I don't know how long we've been talking, probably not that long. I like to see halftime game stats, and once the second half starts, halftime game stats are no longer relevant. But yeah, I don't think I can control the thumbnail to whoever was asking about that earlier until the end of the video. But also I would say if you want to watch the game later and not be spoiled, just don't go on social media. Like, that's the guaranteed way, right? That's the way. Stay off Facebook because there's people posting the scores. Stay off Twitter. To me, that kind of makes sense, right? I know that's kind of harsh, but I think it's true. There's one guaranteed way not to get spoiled. Turn off your social media. Turn off your radio if you're old school. Don't watch the news. Don't listen into the sports news, and you won't get the scores. So yes, there you go. Phone call from 2 Cent Senior is better than voicemail. Okay, I'll have to get him to call next time or in future. Problem is, well, from a control point of view, from my end, it's easier to decide when I'm gonna do what when I've got them on the voice messages. But anyway. Possession was all the Canes, 57% possession, 55% territory. The Crusaders made 93 tackles. The Canes had to make 60, so there'll be some tired bodies in that Crusaders pack. Oh, we got our bot. Whoever smashed that bot, thank you for doing that. Was it Junaid getting his first taste of moderating action? Penalties conceded is 7-3. Those Crusaders, eh? Bloody Crusaders. Defenders beating, clean breaks, all that stuff's kind of pretty tight. Oh, trivia. Yes, there was trivia because I'm drinking Spates. I will grab you the question and then I will grab another beer. Hold on a second if I can still read it. It's a cricket-related question which says, who was the first black cap, which is New Zealand cricket team men's member, to score 5,000 ODI runs, 5,000 one-day international runs? First black cap. Who was it? Anybody? Martin Crowe is incorrect. And Big V8 show, yeah, the links came after you said it. Brendan McCullum is incorrect. Taylor is incorrect. We're talking Black Caps players rather than Indian players. Stephen Fleming, incorrect. Daniel Vittori, incorrect. Come on, guys. I will tell you, this guy almost killed me and my dad when he was hitting freaking sixes into the stands at Eden Park when I was watching a club game or a domestic cricket game. I think he's right-handed batsman. Not very tall. Kind of on the short side. Played for Canterbury. Nobody? You guys usually smash these ones. You don't know much about cricket? Yeah, me neither. But he was kind of my generation of players. He played in the same team as the likes of Fleming and Cairns, but it wasn't Cairns. Nobody? One more guess. Craig McMillan, Andre Adams. Nah, it was Nathan Astle. Nathan Astle. There you go. A stray ball came your way from this guy one time. What a coincidence. Honest to God, I'm sitting there watching Auckland play, I think it's Canterbury, back when I was like, I don't know, 15? And like, it's empty because domestic cricket doesn't get much in the way of viewership by that stage. And he must have just been aiming for us because he hits a 6 5 meters from where we were sitting. We were like, Jesus. So we move, and he hits the next one pretty much where we moved to. He hit some old guy. The stands were almost empty. He hit an old guy. The St. John's ambulance people had to come up and take care of him because he had blood. Yeah, Nathan Astle was freaking all over the place that day. I forgot about Astle. I know. The hype part kind of gave it away. Yeah, a lot of top batsmen seem to be not the tallest guys. Like, tall bodies make good fast bowlers, not so much. I mean, I know there's exceptions, but like Sachin Tendulkar, Brian Lara, like these guys they're not real tall. Seems to be an advantage, seemingly, to being shorter. This is the Rugby channel. I don't think we have great credit. Well, the names rattled off were actually pretty decent, to be fair. Most Kiwis follow cricket to some extent. You can't avoid it. It's on the news. All right, guys. Second chance before the second half starts. We'll open the second bottle. Let's see what it says. It says, this is a worldwide sports question. Who was the highest paid male athlete in 2011? You will have heard of this person. Highest paid male athlete in 2011. No prizes for guessing that it's not a rugby player. Tiger Woods, good guess, but no. Ronaldo, also a good guess, but no. So far, not even the correct sports. David Beckham, no. Not a footballer, not a golfer. Lance Armstrong, nope. Not a footballer. Stephen Donald. Oh, that's funny. Not a basketballer, not a tennis player. Jesse Ryder. Not a cyclist. Undefeated as far as I'm aware. His career went whatever an O. That should be a massive clue. Brady, not an NFL player. Second half's about to get underway, folks. Hey, Alaran and Jason and Richard all got it. Floyd Mayweather. Money Mayweather. What's his nickname? Money something. Yeah. There we go. Second half is underway. Crusaders are up 15-13. And they've still got 4 minutes and a half of yellow card time to go. 2011, the Pacquiao fight? I'm not even sure. I know they didn't fight for ages. They were kind of... Pacquiao was a little bit older than we would have liked when that fight finally happened, eh? Floyd Money Man. It is just money. I thought so, but I wasn't sure. It didn't sound right when I said it. I'm having beers while James is having an espresso. Well, mate, when it's Six Nations times, you guys are all on your Guinness and whatnot, and I'm sitting here having a coffee at like 5 in the morning, so, Yep, I guess that's just the way it goes. Everybody's least favorite boxer. You know, even I got suckered into that Mayweather and McGregor fight. The build up to that was way more entertaining than the actual fight itself. I bought it for Gazza actually. I bought it for his birthday or Father's Day, whatever it was. Whenever that fight was in the year, I just bought him the pay per view, and I never buy pay per views. Jason Holland is a frustrated looking head coach as he shakes his head. And judging by what I just read his lips, nothing too pleasant coming out of there. Don't give that man any more money. No. I don't think I've bought. Have I bought any other pay per views? Maybe one other one, because Gaz is kind of into the UFC. I think I bought him one UFC pay per view, and then that McGregor fight. I think that's it though. I'm not real into paying for the old pay per views, eh? They very rarely live up to the billing. What about that Paul bloke fight? Yeah, nah. Nah. If I'm paying people to watch freaking boxing or UFC, they better at least be professional. Is Gaza a McGregor fan? He just likes, I mean, he watches a bit of combat sports, eh? I don't know if he's a particular McGregor fan, eh? They both like talking, so maybe they got that in common. Minute and 25 on the card. Yeah, and the Crusaders are going to opt for a 3. Even if they miss, they've still taken pretty much the whole yellow. Gaza is a sports fan in general style, Leo. That is very true. If there's two things Gaza will watch, it's sports and then the crime and investigation channel. That's pretty much it. Fergus Burke's going to have a long crack at goal. Does he have this kind of range? Thoughts on Burke and Love in the first half? They've both been alright, actually. Better than I expected. Neither of them are guys that I really kind of highly rated. Like, Love kind of lacks a bit of a kicking game. And I didn't think Burke had that much of a running game, but he's been good. Maybe that's just my ignorance, eh? I don't watch enough Mitre 10 Cup. Whoa, Burke's nailed it. What a kick. That's 6 points they've scored against the kind of yellow card time. Yeah, it's 15 on 15. Crusaders win the yellow card 6-0. That's crazy. Alderaan says the Crusaders push boundaries forever to take that 30 seconds form a line out. I know, it's just one of those things, man. Craig, mate, old man Willie boy, we are at 45-40, so early second half. Crusaders are leading 18-13. They were under the pump for ages in that first half, but still managed to go into halftime with a lead, and they've just extended it. Did I see the Munster game last night, James? For reference, for me it was this morning, so it was the same day. Yeah, I got up and watched it this morning. It was a good game. Come on, Canes. You need to score next. Crusaders winning a yellow card seems pretty typical of them. Oh, intercept. Havili's not going to have the wheels. Ooh, and then it's a counter. It's a go, Ruben Love. He's not going to have the wheels either. Oh, and then Ardis Javier's dropped it. It was kind of past his thighs, so yeah. Hollywood says, my son and I watched that on the way home from watching bands touring the Prairie Provinces. We saw it free. Why do you have a son? For some reason I was picturing you as like a 21-year-old. Maybe you are a 21-year-old, but you've just had kids young. Has New Zealand got a curling team? I'm sure we do, Richard. But I probably haven't seen them. Burke with the cross kick to George Bridge. Proctor's in trouble? Nah, good hands. Gets it away to Geordie. Well done. Good exit. They look like they were in a wee bit of trouble. Yes, the curling not at the Olympics, says Salty Spaceman. Well, there you go. Curling's a weird sport, Nov Mum. I guess rugby's a bit weird as well. And Junaid, mate, yes, there are 50-22s. There was a 50-22 in the Chiefs game. The Chiefs kicked one, then lost the line out. How about Porteous at the Olympics today, though? I don't know what happened. What happened? I haven't been following the Winter Olympics at all. Game is picking up, David. Yeah, I think both these teams are kind of settling in. Andrew says Mayweather gets a lot of flack, but his defensive style... Yeah, absolutely. I think he gets some stick because he's... I don't know, his personality sometimes. He asks for it a wee bit, but in terms of his ability, there's no questioning it. He's amazing. New Zealand got another gold. Okay, good stuff. Go New Zealand. We never used to get medals at the Winter Olympics. Curling and speed skating are probably the most accessible Winter Olympic sports. Spaceman, you must have just read my mind because I was kind of thinking a lot of those Winter Olympic sports, you probably have to have money to be... It's like sailing. You probably need a bit of coin to be good at those, like naturally, right? Like, if you got money to go skiing all the time to get that good at skiing, you probably pretty well off. Andy, man, how's it going? Cantab and York. You need to go back to work. Alright, man. Cheers for dropping by. Oh man, Fanganuku's just nailed his hat trick. Bro, that was just too easy. Line out move. You're expecting a maul from 6 meters, but nope. He runs towards the ref as well, which is smart. Brendan Pickerel's there. Brendan's like, get the hell away from me. Goes over. Class. It's getting a bit brutal for oh, ice hockey as well, Fishing, absolutely. There's a lot of gear in ice hockey compared to freaking soccer. 25-13. I mean, rugby. When my son's rugby team started up, we had to buy a mouth guard, pay his fee, which was like $70 for the season, and boots. But I think that's it. The team gave him the kit to wear. Big Fiasha, what happened to the Russian figure skater? I have no idea. As I said, I haven't been following it at all. I spend pretty much all my sports time watching rugby. Victoria, yeah, my boy is back playing this year. I asked him last week, do you want to play rugby again? He's like, yep. So because I got an email from his club saying if you want to enroll, you can start now. So we signed him up, and we got $10 off because we got him in early. $60 instead of $70, or 65 instead of 75, whatever it is. Early bird special. But yes, Nov Mum, you're right. The boots only last one season. He can't fit his boots from last year. I have to get my girl playing so I can get double use out of the boots. Whoa. Why has Drummer never gotten a chance to train with the ABs? Has he not? But we got a lot of good halfbacks, eh? It's always been TJ Smith and then other. Salty, he is playing for Waitakere. He played for them last year. We usually play Suburbs and who's the other team? We play the other team from Waitakere. Waitakere had two teams of under sixes. Suburbs had more. Far out, there's one other team. One other team. And yeah, Craig, mate, or Willie boy, the Crusaders are looking pretty deadly right now. Richard, why are you paying Sky when Super Rugby isn't on anymore? I don't know, man. Why are you paying Sky? Do you watch soccer, football? She's a 15-year-old girl and she failed some doping test, which she said was she only failed because of heart medication which she was taking. Okay, the drugs thing in the Olympics is kind of brutal. She was literally in tears every time she competed. Bloody hell. That's brutal. Oh, Falcon to George Bridge of all people. And the Canes are collapsing, yes. They needed those points when they had the ascendancy, eh? Artie Savia held up. And then Elmore double movement. I think that was game. If you go to school in South Dublin, you're legally obligated to play rugby. Fair enough. It's kind of similar to that here, but I mean, as I said, there are fewer teams at age grade levels than there used to be. Like my son's club at his age group only has 2 teams, which is a bit weird because, yeah, I feel like there used to be a lot more teams at any one age group level. But he plays for a small club, so. Is there a salary cap in Super Rugby, old man Willie boy? Yeah, bro, there is, but it's a weird one because it gets the guys get two contracts. They get like a New Zealand Rugby pay. If they're All Blacks, they get part of it paid by New Zealand Rugby, and then part paid by their Super Rugby team. So, yeah. Is it because of COVID? I don't think so, eh? Maybe partly. Bro, Geordie Barrett, line break, Booth, wide ball. Jeez, they need to score here. And is it boys and girls? Yeah, his team's mixed. It was like 80% boys, but there were a few girls. One girl in his team was hilarious. She was so confident. Come on, Canes. For God's sake, you need to get some points here. You need to try, really. Oh, they've knocked it on, but back for the advantage. Also, the Chinese American woman gave up her American citizenship to compete for China figure skating, but got slammed with Chinese because she fell. Yeah, that's been a bit of a weird one. Even my missus has been talking about that. There's been two Chinese Americans competing for China. One did really well, and she's loved. One did poorly, and she's been slammed. So, yeah, don't read. My wife's advice was don't read online social media comments. Like, yeah, that's pretty good advice in whatever language you're reading. Jason played mixed touch, and some of the girls are freaking beasts. Yeah, bro. There were three really good players on my son's team. Two of the boys, and then one girl. She never came to training, but she was both skillful and hilarious. The two boys were good, but they weren't hilarious. Like, she had such a attitude. Like, she knew she was good, and she would sass people out. Like, yeah, she was real funny. Come on. Like Nod Mum says, Canes, get a try. 5 phases, they're going backwards, it's a bit messy. Geordie tries to do it by himself. Gotta get that ball out, slow ball. Girls can have egos too. Oh, absolutely. But she's just, for like a girl who's like at most 6 years old, I don't know, she speaks like a 12-year-old. It was just weird. Yeah, she was hilarious. Like, genuinely. Like, most kids at 6 aren't very funny. Like, 6-year-olds don't really know how to crack jokes. But, yeah, she was legit hilarious. Like, she could be a stand-up if she doesn't want to be a rugby player. Although she's only 6. Oh, I forgot to update the scores. Sorry, bro. Thank you for the reminder. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Thank you, mate. Oh, man. The Canes are just going backwards. Crusaders just absorb that pressure, absorb that pressure, absorb that pressure. They go down the other end, and then they just line out move. Boom, far, try. Choke, says Stalio. Yeah, maybe part of it. Yeah, foot on the line's all good. That's not out. You can have, as long as you're touching the whitewash, that's not a problem. Yeah. Exactly right, Staldeo. Foot on the line, surely. Crusaders hammering their opponents. That's weird. Not. Yeah, it's pretty much par for the course. This is without Mo'unga and Cody Taylor. So, yeah, not even full strength Crusaders. Craig's 6-year-old granddaughter is a laugh and loves up making up corny jokes. Like the ones in the Christmas crackers. Okay. That's good that she's got that sense of humor. Go, Savia! Artie is away! Oh, the game needed that. The game needed that. Savia's like, bugger this, I'll just do it all myself. Who did he go through? Front foot ball from Yorse, and then just pick and go. There's nobody at the back of that ruck. Oh, magic. Magic is right, folks. They're going to call it back for anything, or can I put the score up? And he does have some wheels, absolutely. Oh, come on. No. No. Please, Mike Fraser, no. No. Someone asked why Drummond didn't make the ABs. Shane, man, first watching along since the AB's Autumn International back in November. Gone, I take Western whiteboard. Yeah, man, I just switched from watching on my TV to watching on the computer, eh? It's kind of easier to set up and pack up. I used to have to move all my gear around the living room, so I'm just being lazy longer term. Oh, Ben May's fingertips are going to rule this one out. Come on. The commentary team is convinced it's not going to be a knock on. Oh, it's a knock on. Oh man, that's 3 denied tries. Come on, why? That's brutal. That's brutal. Well, if you guys didn't see that, it grazed the Canes props fingers. Yeah, Junaid, man, that's 3 tries the Canes have been chalked off. Oh no. Grant, man, how's it going? We had Big Will in here yesterday, Grant. Big Will was... yeah, back. Now Grant's back. Good to see you, man. How's Matera been going? Oh, he's just knocked it on, so there you go. Mike Fraser using the hotspot from cricket with that call. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're a Crusaders fan, you'd be like, that's fair. That's if he touched it, he touched it, but... I don't know. This is why the game lacks pace is exactly what I was just thinking, Hollywood. You read my mind. Going back to look for fingertip touches. I don't think that's what they had in mind when they did the TMO stuff. It was like... I don't know. Where do you draw the line? I don't know. Nah, man, Grant, all good. Good to see you along. It's a pity Big Will's not here at the same time as you. But, yeah, man, I hope things are going good in the desert. The anti-saders will have something to say about that. Social media is going to be a fun place. Yeah, I can't complain too much about it if it's technically correct, but it's just really frustrating, eh? Plus, from the game standpoint, it would have made it interesting to make it an 8-point ball game instead of what it is now. But that's just me having a whinge. And now the Crusaders get a penalty try. Probably be a yellow card. They tend to go hand in hand. Oh, yes. That's salt in the wound, folks. It's 35-13. Ay. Not 50. Not yet. It's just sad now, says Jason, and he's not wrong. Gonna ask if you're using Streamlabs. Yeah, man, I was using StreamYard before because it's easier to set up, but that's a paid one, and Streamlabs I can use for free, so this is just me kind of cutting back on some spending. So yeah, same job but different tool. But yeah. Salty says, I like the old days. If the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen. Part of that is like a bit of like nostalgia, right? Like if you think about the pre-TMO days, and MLR, if you watched the American games last year, didn't have TMO. Like every now and again, you would see a freaking howler, like an obvious knock on or forward pass or whatever, right? And it would sometimes ruin a game. Genuinely, you'd be like, that's unbelievable that nobody from the officiating team saw that. But now you've kind of got the other way, that you've got 9 calls that are kind of marginal that they spend 5 minutes discussing, and then they still miss forward passes and other things, foul play and whatnot. But the game's slowed down a lot. So, I mean, there's no perfect system, eh? I don't know. Just having a whinge. Well, at least it's going to be 14 off 14 because Fergus Burke has just been carded. Cynical. Julian Savia with a big old run. And then just playing the ball on the ground. Sorry, Craig, but I don't know why Streamlabs keeps doing that. It's programmed not to allow any links. I might turn that off because it seems like all the spam bots aren't even posting links anyway. Here we go. Canes get a try. That's a pretty... It's not the best lid, but Balin Sullivan's got a try. That's just quick ball out wide, eh? And then Geordie Barrett beating his tackler. Yellow's taking one for the team, Grant. Yeah, but I guess they've been punished for it anyway. Geordie Barrett gave Sevu Reece the big don't argue. That's what set it up. Sinead says you'll say it again. Geordie and Artie are carrying the Canes. They've missed the conversion though. It's 35-18. At least they're ahead of this even yellow card period. Go back 15 phases for a knock on. Don't say it, man. They might do it. Sullivan looks straight out of the 87 World Cup. Weird, Grant, how like haircuts seem to go on like a cycle, Like what's popular now will look, you could argue it looks terrible now, but what's going to look terrible in 5 years. And then it'll come back into fashion eventually. Just got to leave it long enough. Don't see the point of a bot unless it's like 100. Yeah, I guess it's just on. It just stops links. I don't kind of set it up for every single game. It's just set up. Same settings as it was for the Six Nations. Looks better than Corey Jane. Hey. Try difference at the moment. I don't even know. Ah, Craig. Yeah, the mullet never went out of fashion in New Zealand. Let's have a look. Whanganuku's got 3. They had a penalty try. Ruben Love got 1. What else is there? Refresh. Whanganuku 3, penalty try 1. So it's 4. 4-2. Yeah, so there's no bonus point at the moment. Should I go to the game today against Ospreys? Haven't missed the Leinster game yet this season. It's a mad storm out there. Ooh. That's a good question. Health and safety first. Here comes a bonus point try for the Crusaders. Surely. And it's over. Is that a try on debut? I think it might be. Jason says the mullet was never in fashion, but it's also never gone away. That's probably the appropriate way to put it. Five two, yeah. Back to bonus point territory for the Crusaders. They had half their team in that one. Even Whanganuku was in there pushing. Crusaders coaching staff seem pretty chuffed. Yeah, 40 points is looking like a bit of a blow-up, mate. Simon Hickey, Blues legend. He's got the conversion as well to make it 42 points to 18. Goodness gracious me. Alright, Anthony, mate. Take care. There's still 8 minutes to go, but yeah, this game's been dead and buried. Doesn't reflect the game, Sinead. Yeah, just the Canes needed those points in the first half. Especially when they had that 20-minute period of dominance. They just couldn't finish, eh? Geordie Barrett's a penalty. Oh, Love Face is back. Oh, Love Face. Man, you mods are quick on the mark. I have to see if I can block Love Face. I did try to block Love Face from the back end prior to the stream, but I couldn't find the Love Face account. Maybe I can ban that phrase. I don't know. Love Face is the biggest Super Rugby fan and Six Nations fan. Raymond's stuck in the office, can't watch the game. Well, mate, it's turning out to be a bit of a lopsided one, unfortunately. But the first half was very competitive. Go, Sullivan, son. Come on, man. Geordie wants a try. He's been tackled. Don't go again, mate. You'll get pinged. Judd, get that ball out in a messy situation. Come on, man. Julian Savia, he's not going to pass it. Remember, he's played a bit of midfield in France, so... Oh, advantage. Hey. The rear bot reveals its ugly head. Yeah. There we go. Geordie does get the points that he wanted. Starting to look a bit more respectable. It's a bit of a try fest, this one, folks. Geordie Barrett's been into a bit of everything, so it's good to see him get rewarded. Barrett's been outstanding. Yeah, man. He has been properly busy. Yeah, it's all your fault, old man Willie boy. The Canes collapsed without your support. Now you're here. They're getting some tries. Prince Charming. Does he nail it? That one's a better kick. 25 points. Still 5 minutes. Julian Savia looked like he dropped a few kgs and picked up a bit of pace. Yeah, Grant, since he came back to the Canes, remember he had that falling out with his French club. They said he's been like training like mad. Because you remember, he slowed down like 20, was it 17, 18? 18, right? He was just slow compared to the old Julian Savia we know and love. But yeah, when he's had the ball in this game, he looks kind of zippier. Maybe it's just an optical illusion because he's thinner. I don't know. And yeah, Jason, you're right. Took the old bonus point from the Crusaders. What's my predictions for the Wasps game? I can't remember, James, but I know I picked Wasps because they've been in great form. Julian of old days, yeah. Having a bad time in France will make you really appreciate what you had at home. But having some, I don't know. I'm imagining good food in France must make you not miss New Zealand at all, but I don't know. I haven't been to France. I don't know what the food's like. I just imagine it's like freaking full of like unicorn stardust and stuff, and it's amazing. Francois, mate, I am streaming, which is it tends to be why I'm a bit slower. Apart from the fact that I'm just naturally slow. Why my stream is always a bit slower than everybody else who's watching it on an aerial. Streaming is always slower with the encoding time and everything. Xavier ate too many snails in France. That's how he got slow. Is that a little dumch moment, Jason? I think so. Junaid's saying to watch up. 2 minutes to go. The Canes are hot on attack. Same way they finished the first half. But the passes are maybe sticking a bit better. Goodness me, Love Face is here. Love Face is here in time to see Jackson Garden Bishop go over for a try. Oh man. It's almost a 10-point ball game. They want the bonus point. They're looking pretty relentless right now, the Canes. They don't want to muck around with the conversion. Love Face does love a Canes try. I think it's 2 Love Faces and 2 Canes tries, right? So there seems to be a connection here. 42-32. Absolute try fest is right. Someone asked what the try count was, and then since then it's been like try. Maybe not that many tries, but there's been several tries since that. Perfect for theft, Super Brew. Did you pick the Crusaders by 10? What did I pick? The offloads from the Canes right now is phenomenal. I picked the Crusaders by 11, so this actually works for me as well. Haven't been watching the under 20s, James, mate. Nah. No. Don't score again, Crusaders. Everyone Super Brew is happy with the kind of way it's going to finish now. At least the tries for Tonga thing is happy. That is a good point. There's some legit charity work being done with all these extra tries scored. $500 for every try for the people at Tonga after the hurricane. Jordy Barrett's neck just snapped back like a bit of whiplash there. And, yeah, he's gone down like a sack of spuds. Booted out. They'll chase the bonus point. If they can go upfield and even get 3 points, that'll leave them with a bonus point. No way they're going to end the game. I think the defence coaches are not going to be too happy with their sides, to be fair. Big V8 show, mate. The mid-level manager, George Bridge. They used to call Ben Smith the accountant. George Bridge has got a similar look about him, doesn't he? Oh, another turnover. Not turnover, penalty from for the Canes. That's it. Game over. Knock on. That's going to be it, folks. Well, yeah, the Crusaders were in a position to get a bonus point out of this one, and they kind of lost that, so they'll be disappointed by that. But the Hurricanes, I do feel like, 3 chalked off tries. They needed some points at the end of that first half. And then yellow card period number 1, they end up losing 6-0. Bloody hell, that's just... it's not all doom and gloom based on the fact that it comes back to be a 10-point game. But, you can't tell me the Crusaders were as switched on as they would have been if it had kind of been a close game, right? So, yeah. But anyway, we crack on. Cheers, LRR, mate. Everybody else, thank you to the mods for keeping Love Face at bay. I will endeavour to somehow permanently ban Love Face in the back end, but I feel like those bots, just like spam emails, just keep coming and coming and coming. So anyway, take care of yourselves, folks, and I might see you all at some point next week for another one. All right, take care of yourselves. See you again.